You won't find this on the big tech channels with millions of subscribers. Why? Because they don't experience repairs from the inside. Here we speak from the trenches, with tools in hand and the expertise of a phone technician who faces, day in and day out, the reality that big brands don't want you to know. On one side, there's us, regular people working every day, moving hundreds of euros a month. And on the other side, the multinationals, moving billions, designing products with almost deliberate flaws, backed by the world's top electronic engineers. Stay until the end. Here, you'll uncover truths that no one else dares to reveal. This is not marketing. This is technical reality. Today, we're going to uncover the most common issue in Samsung's A-series devices: a 10, a 20, a 30, a 50, a 51, a 70, a failure so widespread that it almost seems intentionally designed by the Korean manufacturer. But here, we don't just identify the issue, we fix it. Get ready, because although this fault is simple, it has driven inexperienced technicians crazy. We have worked with hundreds of Samsung devices suffering from this exact issue, and today we have another case. A Samsung phone that simply won't charge. Using our Power Z tool, we can see that there is voltage, but no current consumption. What does this mean? It indicates a problem within the charging circuit, and we're going to solve it in no time. We don't waste time here. We get straight to the point. Our goal is to make it easy for both regular users and new technicians to understand where these devices fail and how to repair them. Using a plastic pick, we remove the back cover, which, to be honest, has a rather soft texture. Next, we take out all the screws from the mid-frame to access the motherboard inside. Let's get to work. Stay tuned, because we're going to show you every step and, more importantly, how to fix this issue easily. As you can see, this device has already been through another repair shop. Some shields have been removed to take measurements. And here's where the headaches begin. If you ever start measuring the board on these Samsung A-series devices, let me warn you, you might go crazy. Why do I say this? Because you measure a voltage and it seems fine, but after a while that voltage disappears. You spend minutes taking measurements and nothing adds up. The problem is right here, this plastic connector. What's wrong with this connector? It develops internal cracks with fractures so fine that they are imperceptible to the naked eye. Sometimes it allows current to pass through, and other times it doesn't. These cracks can occur in the lead-free solder or directly in the plastic. In many cases, the connector becomes deformed, causing the pins to lose proper contact. This results in intermittent connectivity. Sometimes it works, and other times it simply fails. And here's the important part. This issue is no coincidence. I discovered it 4 years ago and uploaded a video on this channel, which now has over 500,000 views. This failure is widespread and affects countless users. On this channel, we're not here to fool around or glorify brands. We tell it like it is, with facts and without sugarcoating. This is planned obsolescence, designed to make your device fail and force you to spend more money than necessary. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly how to identify and permanently fix this issue. Let's go. Here we can see that the previous technician removed some shields to perform checks on the board. And, believe it or not, the solution to this issue is much simpler than we might think. 4 years ago, when I first encountered this fault, I have to admit, I also went crazy for a couple of minutes. Why? Because sometimes I had voltage in certain components, and in other times, it simply vanished. It was an intermittent issue that seemed to make no sense. The culprit? This small plastic connector, known as the FPC connector. Here's the problem. Internal cracks, defective soft solder joints, deformations, Loose latches. I've seen so many failures related to this connector that it no longer surprises me. It's such a small component, yet it's the cause of countless problems in these devices. In our workshop, we have purchased dozens and dozens of these connectors because, quite literally, every week we repair several devices with this same issue. Do you know the worst part? They made it this way on purpose. Older devices didn't fail like this. The plastics used to be robust and built to last, but now these FPC connectors are so fragile that they constantly break. Let's repair it quickly, and here are some key tips. 1. Apply flux before desoldering. This is essential to remove the broken connector without damaging the surrounding electronic components. 2. Temperature and airflow settings. I use 400 degrees Celsius with a low airflow of 15% for both soldering and desoldering. This is crucial because the plastic connector is very sensitive and can burn quickly. If the airflow is too high, you can literally melt it. 3. No nozzles. I prefer not to use nozzles so that the air covers a wider area and the heat dissipates more evenly. In our workshop, we work with high-quality tools which allow us to simplify the process as much as possible. Thanks to a good flux and a quality soldering iron, we don't need to pre-tin the pads. We simply clean the area and ensure it's in perfect condition. What materials do we use? We apply a bit of chip-quick flux, which enhances the solder's adhesion. For soldering, we use Kester 63/37 leaded solder, known for its quality and smooth flow. This solder makes all the difference as it allows us to rebuild the joints flawlessly. I bought it a while ago in the United States for $70. Using the tip of the soldering iron, we go over all the pads, ensuring a solid and uniform base. Important note, thanks to these high-quality materials, we have never had a device returned due to issues with our soldering. Nowadays, you can find a wide range of quality products on AliExpress as well. We install the new connector. We use the same temperature and airflow settings as before, 400 degrees Celsius with 15% airflow. This level of heat does not affect either the connector or the motherboard when the airflow is properly calibrated. You know the best part? In less than 5 minutes, we can solve an issue that, at first glance, might seem very complicated. With the right tools and techniques, the work becomes fast and precise. Stay tuned, because the final result is worth every second. Here we have the final result, and I can assure you, this soldering will never fail again. It's a strong, shiny, high-quality solder joint, just as it should be. Now let's test the repair. The device starts charging gradually, and we can now see a stable current of 1.6 amps. Successful repair. And here's the conclusion. With a bit of experience and the right tools, we can solve hundreds of device issues that big brands have deliberately designed to fail over time. We face constant tricks from multinational corporations that do everything possible to make their products obsolete and difficult to repair. We, the technicians, are here picking up the crumbs they leave behind, fighting every day against failures that are intentionally made more complex. In the past, before the 90s, if a device failed, it was enough to replace one or two components and everything was fixed. Today, manufacturers place traps everywhere. Plastic connectors that break easily, hidden screws designed to confuse inexperienced repairers, resins that make repairs more difficult, and critical components like the CPU or memory placed under sensitive parts, so that one wrong move or a bit of heat can render them useless. Everything is designed to force you to discard the device and buy a new one. And let's not even talk about quality. Charging connectors that fail within months, screens that seem to break just by looking at them, plastics so fragile that after moderate use, your device looks like junk. If I were the CEO of these companies, I'd be ashamed to push such practices. But we know that these decisions come from higher up, designed to keep the money flowing and, according to them, keep the economy running. That's why I'm here, doing my part in this tech world, sharing honest knowledge. And you watching this can do your part too. Sharing this content is key. A video reaching millions can open people's eyes to these practices and help them discover the truth. They know that when people unite, they are strong, and so do we. Together, we can make a difference. I'm Leonardo, this was today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Cheers.